Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Can you hear me now? I was just, I clicked start and I didn't want to start yet. And it messed everything up. All right. You guys can hear me good? All right. Hey, guys. So yeah, what's up? What's up? Good. I'm glad you can hear me. I always get nervous that people can't hear me. So I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I figured what I'm doing is I'm apartment sitting / pet sitting for my friend, and I don't have any distractions or people around, so I'm free to stream and do whatever the hell I want. So here I am. What's up, Swamp? And yeah, my video for my 100th video is rendering. And I wound up only using one submission from everybody, and it's still like 4 hours long. So I have a while ahead of me. So what's up? Thank you, Lex. Yeah, so I'm here, just chilling. Figured I'd do this. I haven't done it in a little bit. I can't save this stream because then it would be considered my 100th video, and that just wouldn't work out very well. So, all of you that are here, getting the special lowdown, only for you. If you're not here now, you can't hear it ever again. And also, just saying, my computer has been doing this really weird thing where it's like shutting off randomly every time I stream. So if I just like randomly disappear, that's what happened. Sorry. So I apologize in advance if that happens. Yeah. 101st video. But yeah, Swamp is on there. Swamp's on it. My 100th video collaboration. There's 37 narrators on it. It's a wonderfully random number. It's not a nice number. It's not like 35 or 40. It's just 37. I'm going with it. Being different. Trying to have my, like, OCD not take over. I just have to deal with it. It's just the way it is. Can't help it. So, yeah. You'll notice on the screen we have some new things. If you guys can hopefully see the screen. If I did everything correctly. Most importantly out of all of these things, I have created a subreddit where you can send your stories to me. So if you have a Reddit account or if you want to create one, you can go to the subreddit. I just saw someone say they can't hear me. Am I good, guys? Just let me know real quick. Am I good? Hello? I always get so nervous that I'm all screwed up. Is everything working all right? All right, okay. Good. Cool. Anyway, like I was saying, subreddit. It's on the screen. You can find it. I noticed that, like, when I would get emails and stuff, I lose people's stories in the whole email shuffle, and I haven't really had I'm all over the place all the time, and I haven't really had a good way to organize the stories, so I figured a subreddit would be good. So if you guys want to start submitting your stories there, that'd be really awesome. Also, what I'm going to do, of course I'm going to ask first, but if you submit a story to me in my email, I'm going to post it in the subreddit with, like, all of your name, and you wrote it, all your credits and everything. There's a better way to be organized. Of course, if you don't give me permission to do so, I won't, but if you do, that'd be awesome. Just trying to stay more organized, because people send me stuff, they're like, oh, have you read my story? And I'm like, I gotta find it in my email. I'm one of those assholes that, like, doesn't delete emails either, so it's, like, kind of my own fault. But yeah, the subreddit is on the screen if you are interested. Check it out. Send me a story. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah. So, oh, you can also join my Facebook group, as you can see. that's relatively new. Still not so good about keeping up with it, but if you'd like to join, please, we need more members, and you guys can post there, interact with me, all that kind of good stuff. Don't worry about me not liking a story. Please don't be nervous. I am, like, it's probably wonderful. So I would love, for Amazing Lover 96, I would love for you to post your series in my subreddit. I loved, even if I love to, like, read anything, you know? Please, feel free. You don't have to be nervous with me at all. Hi, Black-Eyed Kid. Hi, Phantom. Thank you so much, dude. Haven't seen you in here in a bit. Thank you for all the support all the time. I really appreciate you so much. You're a wonderful friend. Phantom's great, guys. If you don't know, check out his channel. He's fantastic. He's been my friend since the start. So has Swamp, but I think he left. But yeah. Don't you guys, if you're submitting a story, like, please don't be afraid. Just be yourself. Just send the stories. Like, you're not going to offend me. I'm not going to think it sucks. Like, it's cool. You can be as gruesome as you want. It's fine. Go for it. Yeah. YouTube is always a little bit cheap, huh? But yeah, I'm really excited. I had to, like, force myself to be active on Reddit and just, like, post on random things so that I can get enough, like, I don't know if you're familiar, but with Reddit, so that I can get enough karma to start a subreddit. But yeah. Oh no, stream health is not green anymore, it's red. What's going on? Am I still good? And Mike, if you can hear me, I am good. I am good. Sorry if it's buffering or anything, guys. It's not my Wi-Fi. I can't vouch for it. Anyway, I've been good, Mike. How have you been? I'm sorry if the stream health is not so great, guys. Yes, I did read Feed the Pig on my channel. That is one of my favorite stories. That author is amazing. It's one of my favorite stories ever. It always will be. So again, guys, I apologize if you're experiencing any buffering. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know. Can somebody help me? Oh my god, a cat. Sorry, my friend, it's really dark, right? And my friend's cat just jumped on the computer out of nowhere. It was terrifying. Yeah, I'm using Wi-Fi. I'm not at my house right now. Thank you, Master Torch. Pew pew, eat Skittles. Thanks so much, Master Torch. It means a lot. Yeah, I'm not at my house, so I don't know, like, what their Wi-Fi situation is. If you didn't hear before, I'm house sitting for my friend, and I'm watching her 2 cats and her puppy. So, yeah. I'm trying to figure it out. Do I click settings? What do I do? Help. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It says... I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. Let me see. Sorry, guys. Yeah. I don't know how to fix it. I'm so sorry. Anyway. I apologize for the buffering. I can read a house sitting story. I will look for one. Hello, Q Ward. Hello, Vidith. Sorry I didn't catch you in there. Got a little distracted with my stream health situation not being so good. But yeah, I'm trying to see if I can fix it. Sorry guys, give me a second. Alright, well, I don't know how to fix it, so I'm sorry if you guys are experiencing some trouble. But yeah. People saying it's fine. As long as you say it's fine, I'm fine. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to look for a... My phone's kind of dying, so I'm going to have to go on over here. So I can't see you guys for a second because I'm not fancy and I don't have multiple monitors. We're gonna see if we can't get a house sitting story. If any of you have a house sitting story, you can send it to the subreddit on the screen. That would be great. Other than that, I will look for one now. Probably in... Let's try... Oh my god, cat. No, no, kitty. No, kitty. No, kitty. These cats are wild, man. They're coming out of nowhere. Oh, please don't knock over the microphone. Meow, meow. I'm so scared. See, my cat, like, doesn't do this. He doesn't, like, climb all over everything. I'm not used to it. I'm so afraid they're gonna knock something over. Looking for a house sitting story. If you guys have one, let me know if you send it my way. Nothing. Nothing's coming up. I know that there's house sitting stories, so like, hello? Maybe a Home Alone story. Come on. Annoying. Anyway, yeah, Vid, you can send it over if you want. I'd appreciate it. I always feel bad when I'm trying to look for stories and stream at the same time because I feel like I'm like, I don't talk. And then I should be more prepared. I should have thought of this. I should have been like, you know, I'm house sitting, so maybe I should look for one of those stories. But I didn't think that far ahead because I suck. Because there might be one in Let's Not Meet. Let's see. I found some Home Alone stories. I guess that's I guess that counts. I guess that's kind of cool. Let's see. I found Home Invasion while I was home alone. Oh, it's really long. Oh my god, I'm sorry, we're not gonna read that one. It's so long. We'll be here for 3,000 years. Oh, I don't want to take one. I don't want to take one that I don't want to take one that you haven't put out yet. You don't have to send it. I don't want to do that to you. Thank you though, Vid. I appreciate it. I don't want to do that to you. Why are all of these like... Alright, this one's not that long. Okay, so I found a story on Let's Not Meet. It's called I Was Home Alone. It was posted 2 years ago by Agastopia. So here we go. I've been on Reddit for about 2 years now, but I just found this subreddit. After reading a few of the top posts, I realized that what happened this summer to me is a perfect fit here. I haven't written anything in a long time, so sorry if this isn't the most articulate post. This fucked me up for a while, and I'm still not completely okay, but it's easier to cope. It was the middle of summer, and my parents had left for the weekend to go to our house in Cape Cod. It's about a 2-hour drive away, so it's no big deal for them to leave me alone for a few days. My mom had made some pulled pork and pasta for me to heat up whenever, and I had some money if I wanted to order a pizza. Things were all good for the first night I was alone. I stayed up until 3 in the morning playing Xbox, so I woke up really late the next day. I checked my phone when I woke up and saw it was a little past 1. I had made plans to play some street hockey with friends at 3, so I threw myself out of bed and stumbled into the shower. I take really long showers, so when my parents are gone, I go mental. I was in there for about 45 minutes on my phone scrolling through Reddit and Twitter and whatnot when I heard my front door open. The bathroom is directly upstairs from the back door, and the thing is pretty loud when it opens and closes. I immediately froze, since obviously I was supposed to be alone. I waited for about 2 minutes, ears trained into trying to hear anything else. Nothing. I figured it was just the wind, or maybe my parents were home early, so I turned off the shower, wrapped my towel around myself, and slowly walked down the stairs to check it out. So the stairs to the kitchen, where the back door is, are pretty tight, and I walked in. So it's essentially like walking down a tighter version of this. There's a picture, which you guys can't see, but replacing the rail with a wall. So I can't see into the kitchen when I walk down. Even though my house is old as shit and each step on the stairs makes a super loud creak, I still took my time and tried to be as quiet as possible. I probably took 45 seconds while walking down all 12 of the stairs. So when I got to the second to last stair, right before I could see around the corner into the kitchen, I take a little breath to compose myself. In my mind, I knew I was being stupid. There obviously wasn't anything in the kitchen. There's no way. I would have heard another noise, and there's no reason for them to still be in the kitchen, even if there were burglars or something in the house. After sort of mentally chastising myself for being such a wuss, I sort of chuckled to myself for being so stupid and just normally walked the last 2 stairs and turned the corner into the kitchen. Standing about 2 feet away from me in the middle of my kitchen is a man staring straight at me, perfectly still, with a massive smile across his face, just staring at me. The thing I remember most vividly wasn't his face or his smile, but his arms. They weren't just at his side. He held them in the strangest, most abnormal position I've ever seen. They were where one would normally hold their arms, but he had rotated them to the point where they were almost completely reversed as he was lifting them up and a little behind himself. I don't know why I remember this so much, but it's just the most demonic, abnormal position I've ever seen. Honest to God, I think I almost had a heart attack right there. Looking back, I can realize how fucking creepy this situation was, but in the moment, I just took a step towards him and punched him as hard as I could in the jaw, sort of half slapping, pushing him towards the ground. The second I connected, I beelined up the stairs, dropping my towel in the kitchen with my heart beating out of control. I fucking sprinted into my room and locked the door behind me. I quickly put a chair up against the doorknob like you see in TV. Almost without thinking, I immediately called 911, nearly in tears, and told the operator what happened. As I sat on my floor in my room, in practically the fetal position, staring at the door, praying a cop would be here soon. I noticed the light coming from the gap between my door had stopped. The fucker was standing outside of my door. There's no words to describe the feeling I had. I was paralyzed with fear, watching the shadows across the bottom of the door shift in tiny ways. I stayed balled up, staring at the gap, praying the man would go away for what seemed like an hour. All the while, the 911 operator was asking, "Hello? Sir? Sir, are you still there? Hello?" I didn't want to make a noise, and even if I wanted to move my arms to bring the phone to my mouth, I don't think I could have. Eventually, the light returned to the gap, and I heard the faintest of footsteps, slowly creaking the wooden floorboards as he walked down the hall. It was silent for a few minutes as I just sat there curled up, unable to even speak. I heard banging on the front door and the sound of 2 officers entering my house. I finally felt safe, and I opened the door to the 2 of them standing there, and I almost cried. Nowadays, my parents don't even leave me home alone anymore. Thank God, and I check every lock on the house before going to bed. I still get nightmares occasionally, and my heart starts racing whenever I see someone standing still, but I'm doing all right. Even working with sketch artists and a few lineups, the police never found whoever the fuck was in my house. That sends shivers down my spine every time I look outside, half expecting to see him standing across the street, smiling under a street lamp. I have no idea what he wanted or who he was, but regardless, let's not meet again. Ever. All right. There we go. I think I've read this story like a bunch of times. I feel like every time I look for a story, I find this one for some reason, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Super strange. But yeah, there's that. I'm not home alone though. So I mean, it's kind of how my boyfriend is staying with me, but he's all the way in the other room. And there's my other friends, well, her brother, my friend's brother and stuff, they live downstairs. So I'm not alone, but kind of alone. Hopefully nothing like that happens. Here's a little short Home Alone story. It says that it's happening now, but it can't be because it was posted 4 years ago. And Amazing Lover 96, I will get to yours after this one. Thank you for sending that to me. I appreciate it. What is the 11th mile, Master Torch? Anyway, here we go. Alright, so these are 100% true. I'm not claiming it's supernatural shit, but I personally can't explain it. So about 1 week ago, my parents' little brother left to go overseas for a month, which left me at home alone. All was good. I had a few parties, but 2 days ago, shit started getting weird. It was around 5 p.m. and I was chilling at home alone when I decided to turn most of the power off in the house. Microwave, dishwasher, etc. It was now around 10 p.m., so I decided to go to bed. My house is 2 stories tall, my bedroom is downstairs, and everything else is upstairs. So I fall asleep at around 11, and when I wake up and go to eat breakfast at around 8 a.m., I look over and see the dishwasher is turned on. Strange because I definitely turned that off, and the microwave. I passed it off as an error on my part and continued the rest of my day. Now it starts to get really creepy. I have some friends over until about 11 p.m., just drinking and so on. Then we call it a day and I went to bed when they left. I woke up around 8 a.m. to the sound of footsteps upstairs, wooden floors. At first I thought it could only be my older brother visiting, but then I heard my computer turn on, which I know for a fact he doesn't have the password to. Why would he do that, I thought. So I stood at the bottom of the stairs just waiting to see if he was going to come down because I know he knows I was home, alone. Like 10 minutes pass and I go upstairs and nobody is there. The doors are locked and everything, but the computer was on. What the fuck? Now I was a little scared and the knock. Now I was a little scared and the knocker. I go back downstairs to get dressed and I keep my iPhone on charge next to me, next to the nightstand, and when I went back down, it was about halfway across the room with a crack on it. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. A little closure would be great. Yay. You sent it on Facebook, Master Torch? I have to go check that. Okay. So we have 2 stories. Let me just give me like 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna go get my phone charger so that I could read the stories off my phone still and still talk to you guys. So just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hang tight. You know, actually, I don't have enough plugs. Okay. I'm going to have to just read them off the computer, I guess. So let me cue it up. Sorry, guys. Alright. Cabin fever. So we're going to do that one first. Cool. Ooh, this is a long one. Amazing Lover 96, actually, since this one's pretty long, would you mind if I saved it for like an actual video? Because that would be really awesome. I would really, since it's like pretty cool, I would like to actually take the time to do that for an actual video, if you wouldn't mind. So where am I going now? I saw Blackeyed children's story, and Master Torch sent a story on Facebook, so let's go check it out. So yeah, here we go. 11 miles. Oh, kitten. The cats are scaring the shit out of me because it's so dark and then there's just like a furry animal. Dude, this one's really like really long too. It's not really long. It's kind of long. I think it's doable. All right. Let me see. You're gonna hear some clicking throughout because I'm using the computer. All right. Cool. So we're going to read the 11 Miles creepypasta that Master Torch sent to me. It's a little long, but I think it's like pretty doable. Yeah, I'm finding that out, that furry animals and darkness don't mix. The dog's being really good. She's like asleep, but the 2 cats are like, wow, computer. You know how like animals really like computers for some reason? Anyway. 1999, what's that? Is it long? I get like so... When a story is really long and I have to like edit it and stuff, I get so like discouraged because I'm just like, ugh, it's so long and like, it takes so long to edit, and I get like super freaked out. I don't know why. But I've been trying to do longer videos. It's really kind of like rough, but I've been trying. So I hope you guys like that. But yeah, tomorrow, well, maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, the mega collab is coming out for my 100th video. I haven't tripped over one of these animals yet. And actually, I have a cat myself, and he's usually like pretty. I don't usually trip over him. So yeah. But here we go. We're going to read 11 miles. And just so you know, guys, as I read this, I'm using the computer, so I'm not going to be able to see what you guys say. So if you have any questions or anything important, just hold them until after the story. Okay? Here we go. Do you have something that you truly, relentlessly desire? Despite your state of life, is there something else that you would go completely to the end of the world to get? Well, lucky for you. There's a way to achieve what you're looking for, and you won't need to go to the end of the world to get it, but you will need to go somewhere. And the place may be too far out of reach for some. It's not far away, closer than one may believe, but there's requirements that some individuals may not meet. First, whatever it is you seek, know that you must seriously desire what you want. In your eyes, it should be something you need. If you begin the journey without the correct state of mind, you will surely fail, as it will be nearly impossible to turn back once the journey starts. The second requirement is that you need a vehicle of sorts. Most use a car, as it's the most comfortable choice. There may have been a select few that used a small motorized vehicle, such as an ATV or motorcycle, but this has proven to be quite difficult, as the conditions of the journey can prove to be too bothersome. Do not use a vehicle too large or noticeable, as you will need some of the cover of night to be most safe. Also, while any sort of car will do, you may not want to choose the most expensive or cherished vehicle. You can take your slick new black Mercedes for the drive if you'd like, but don't expect it to come out in a pristine state. Make sure your vehicle is completely fueled before beginning the drive. The first task to accomplish is to locate the road. It doesn't have a name. It's not on the map, and technically it doesn't even exist. It will only show up if you're looking for it at the right time, and you will only spot it if you know what to look for. Finally, you must be alone during the journey. You didn't think you'd be able to go with a group, did you? It must be night when you begin. Choose the time of night where you believe the roads are the least populated. Drive to any area that is just a stretch of road surrounded by woods. Here's where you want to start paying close attention. If you're looking for the road, it will turn up eventually, but you need to search for the road's hint in order to pull down the right one. Once you're close, you will see or feel its signs, but what the signs will be will depend on what it is you desire. For example, if you're in search of wealth, you may spot shimmers on the empty branches of trees as if they resembled the shine of gold or diamonds. If you seek love, you may begin to see rose petals slowly dance in the light breeze, blowing in the road's direction. If you seek revenge, you might sense an ever-growing feeling of the heat or anger in your body as you approach. Just know what it is you really want, and you'll have no problem finding the turn. Once you're sure you've found the revealed road, take a deep breath and turn down onto it. At this point, you have officially started down the nameless road which brings you through 11 miles, leading to whatever it is you seek. Each mile will test your desire, and will expose if you really do want what you're searching for. Before you go any further, stop the car and be wary of a few advisements. Do not turn on a radio during the drive. Do not use a phone during the drive. Reception would be cut off anyway. Do not open the windows during the drive. Make sure they are closed before you continue. If you are riding a vehicle without windows or a top, then prepare for the worst, as the odds are heavily against you. Do not attempt to leave your vehicle at any time. You'll never want to exceed 30 miles per hour unless you're desperate to make it through a section of the road. And most importantly, as with any drive, buckle up. Feel free to prepare and make sure you're ready. Once the road has been entered, time has stopped, so you don't need to worry about losing the night. Though you may not notice, you're not actually in your own world anymore. Take one last moment to realize that once the first mile is over, there is no turning back. If you ponder turning back at all, know that you shouldn't even be on the journey in the first place. Once all is done, continue on the road. On the first mile, you won't see much danger. The road passes through mostly woods, with a few miles being an exception. The air will turn a bit colder, in which you should turn on your heating system if the vehicle has one. You won't want to take your eyes off the road later. Take some time to calm any uneasiness by admiring some of the night sky. You'll see it completely lined with stars, more than what you would ever believe possible. If the weather was cloudy beforehand, you'll notice that the sky is now clear. On the second mile, the air becomes even colder. This is primarily the reason why traveling in an open vehicle is very difficult. With each mile, the air will drop in temperature, even if the season should be warm. If the air is too cold to bear, even with the heat on, your only option is to speed up. With each mile, the road also becomes more complex, taking more turns and showing an increasing amount of road hazards. Be sure to always keep focused on the road in front of you in order to avoid as many bumps or obstacles as possible. Hitting a few rocks and potholes won't hamper your progress too much, but you'll want to keep in the best condition for as long as possible. If your vehicle is forced to a stop because of damage, then there is nothing left you can do but eventually freeze to death. On the third mile, you may begin to spot silhouettes of human fingers in the lingerings of trees. Pay no attention to them, even if they seem to get closer. It will be hard to resist peeking at their unnerving, distant appearance, but know that they will reveal themselves later. At this mile, the road will become dirt if you weren't driving on it in the beginning. Keep to the center of the path, as it will become narrow and wide at random intervals. On a quick side note, should you ever attempt to turn around, despite the previous warnings, you'll be left on a path which never ends. You would simply run out of fuel eventually and be left to freeze in the cold conditions. On the fourth mile, you will not only see more of the figures, but you'll begin to, in a sense, hear them. In the back of your mind, a very faint, unintelligible whisper will echo. These will come and go, but you can't stop them. If they become bothersome or distracting, try and tune them out by thinking of what it is you desire. Attempting to listen and determine what the voices are saying will only attract them to you, and you want to be as far away from them as you can. They'll be closer later, so there's no use bringing them near you this early. On the fifth mile, you'll come to a clearing. The lining of trees to your left will disappear to reveal a lake with no end, with a beaming great moon over the water. The illumination from the moon will be so spectacular that the vehicle's headlights will no longer be required. Restrain yourself from gazing at it. If you look at this light for even more than a few seconds, the road in front of you will end, throwing your vehicle into the water, which you will freeze in mere minutes. The voices will be gone for this mile, but don't rejoice yet. They'll be back. On the sixth mile, take into account that you are more than halfway done. Despite the progress, you will lose hope here. The stars will have disappeared at this point, leaving the sky an empty black abyss. The clearing will have ended, leading you back to the woods. The only light you will have will be provided by your vehicle's headlights, but they will flicker from time to time, even if you're sure they're in perfect working order. If you have a radio in the vehicle, it will turn on here automatically. If you didn't turn it off beforehand, it will produce an overwhelming screech that will send you off the path. A calm voice will then begin to speak about your greatest fears, what it is you are horrified of in your life. It will speak in a way that will cause you to visualize the words in your mind, so don't listen to it. If you begin to comprehend what it's saying, the horrors will prove too much for you to stay on the road safely. Attempting to turn off the radio will prove no use. Speed up if you need to, just keep your mind off the voice as much as you can. As you approach the end of the mile, the voice will fade out of the speakers, leaving your ears at peace. For now. On the 7th mile, the voices from the figures will return. It won't sound like a whisper this time, but more like distant screams, growing closer with each second. At some point on this mile, you'll hear one of them in your ear, as if one of them were right behind you. This is because the figures have found their way into your vehicle. Do not turn around. Their faces will shock you into paralysis, leading you off the road. If you don't draw attention to it, it will become uninterested and hopefully leave. These beings are said to be ones who have traveled down the road before but were not successful. They live the remainder of their existence suffering in the darkness, with their only goal being to bring other travelers down with them. It has been said from experience that these beings can't physically harm you, so as long as they don't cause you to wreck, you should be fine. On the 8th mile, slow down if you're going too fast. The road here takes very sharp turns, which overshot will throw the vehicle into a pit through the trees. The cold is near fatal here. If you were to have a glass bottle of liquid in your vehicle, it would be solid in seconds. The heating system will have become completely obsolete. Your headlights will flicker more, sometimes shutting off for a few seconds. You should brake if this happens, but do not completely stop. The figures will be following you at this point, and should you stop for too long, they will surround your vehicle. Most of their screams can be heard from outside your doors, sometimes even sounding of maniacal laughter. Their hands will claw at your windows, desperate to reach in and feel something living. Do not look at them. They won't block your windshield, and the last thing you want to happen is to crash and be trapped with them. If you don't make it here, pray that If you don't make it from here, pray that it's the freezing that ends you. On the 9th mile, your vehicle will stall. The headlights will shut off, and as will all other systems. There's nothing you can do to prevent this. What you will need to do is close your eyes and immediately attempt to restart the vehicle. Keep your eyes closed, as the figures would have surely surrounded you at this point. The starting of the vehicle will frighten them, and they will back away temporarily. This will give you a chance to start moving forward again. If you begin to hear the windows crack from their struggle, don't lose focus. The beings can alter the vehicle, but remember that they still do not have the strength to physically affect you. You will hear nothing but their voices rampage in your mind, as they could be anywhere between a dozen or 100 after you now. Once you start the vehicle, floor it. Floor it for as long as you can stay on the path. When the mile's done, the beings will retreat. On the 10th mile, the voices begin to stop. If you were to look in your rearview mirror, do not actually do this. You will see them following you, but not as if they were chasing. They're watching you, as if they were seeing you off. As you go down the 10th mile, the road will be smoother, as if you were back on the 1st mile. The figures will be lining the sides of the path ahead of you. They won't be after you, but they will watch you as you pass. Some have theorized that the beings are impressed here, that you've come a long way on the journey to what you desire. This is false. They are not impressed, but they are happy. They are happy you are about to approach the next mile. They are happy because you are most likely going to your death. On the 11th and final mile, everything in your vehicle will lose power, as it did on the 9th mile. The vehicle would normally be immobile, but you will still be moving. An unknown force will be pulling you forward. In the darkness, you will see a glowing red light up ahead, as if it were a light at the end of a tunnel. Close your eyes and cover them. Do whatever it takes to make sure you do not see what you are about to go through. Covering your ears would also be helpful, but keeping your eyes covered should be a higher priority. The red light is another clearing, but there's no moon or lake this time. Once it's entered, unrelenting and inconceivable noises will sound in all directions. No amount of bravery and conditioning will spare you from these sounds. The cold will turn to a merciless heat, burning all parts of the vehicle. You will feel the illusion of flesh being burned off your bones, that every part of you is being destroyed as you travel through screams and audible suffering. As long as you keep your eyes closed and resist the urge to see where you are, you will survive through the suffering. This will last a total of 31 seconds, but many fail to keep their vision closed during that time and are left to the worst fate of the road. Where is this mile located? Those who have suffered do not know. Some have named it the transmission from hell, but whether it's part of hell is debatable. After the final mile, power will return. Stop the vehicle. Take a moment to possibly regain some of your sanity. Let the screaming in your ears begin to fade, and know that you have nearly completed your journey with the hardest task overcome. Breathe and begin to drive forward once again. After only a kilometer, your vehicle will arrive at a dead end. Stop here and don't attempt to move again. Nothing will happen right this second, but do not be disappointed. Relax and close your eyes. Imagine in your mind what it is you desired the entire time. It will most likely still be the same as when you entered, but sometimes this desire may actually change through making this journey. Think about what it is that you went through, such a terrifying and difficult means to acquire, and imagine possessing it in your hands. Once you have completely visualized this, slowly open your eyes. You will then find yourself at the beginning of the unnamed road, where you first began. This may confuse you, but know that you are finished. Your task is done. Your mind will then turn to your reward. If what you desired was material, check in the back seat or in the trunk if the object is larger. If the object was small enough, it might already be in your pocket. If what you desired was non-material, then do not be disappointed if the change is not immediate. Turn back to where you came from, and you will find in your life what you wanted is there. You may have found the love of your dreams. You may have gained unnatural, unimaginable power. You may have put your most hated enemy to the most satisfying revenge possible. You will no doubt have gained what you deserved. So now that the task is done, what's the catch? Is your vehicle cursed? Is there something you're about to lose? Is your death imminent? The answer to all of this is no, of course. You've done the challenge. You've proved worthy of what you desire. As stated before, the sounds at the 11th mile will continue to exist in your mind, potentially causing you some vivid and unusual nightmares, but these should prove as nothing compared to what you've gained. Now, one last question. Is there something you desire? Are you not yet satisfied? After all, you're left right back where you started. The road's right in front of you, so are you up for another drive? If so, buckle up and just move forward. Woo! That was a long one. Oh my goodness. It was a good one though. I liked that. All right, here I am. Here I am, guys. I'm back. Whew, I need to take a break from reading some stories after that. Jeez. Good choice though, Master Torch. Thank you. I'm gonna take a drink. Give me a second. Whew. My goodness. That was wild. Alright guys, I'm back. Oh, I don't think that was a true story. I think that was a creepypasta. Whew. You know what it reminded me of a little bit, if you guys are familiar? That story reminded me of the left-right game. If you guys... I know Bebasta and the Dark Somnium have both covered that story. It's an incredible story if you want to check it out on either of their channels. It kind of reminded me of the left-right game, but like not. It's pretty similar. The left-right game is like a little bit more epic. It's like very, very long. I actually did read one of your stories. It'll be out soon, Diaper Sniper. Good evening, Dark Scholar. Good evening. I'm surprised that 23 of you are here. It's a Monday night. Thanks, guys. And also, again, it's like getting to that point that if I just randomly disappear, it's because my computer just decided to like shut off. That's been happening a lot recently. Like I haven't been able to make it to an hour without it doing that. So like we've almost been doing this for an hour. So if I just disappear, it's because my computer shut off. So just like let a buddy know if that happens, that's where I went. But yes, that was a good story. Whew, man. So how are you guys doing? Hi Antonio, how are you? I am looking for news stories, Dark Scholar. If you mean to read currently, I'm just taking a break for a minute because that was a very, very long story. But if you're submitting one for me to narrate on my channel, if you look on the screen, you could submit it to either my email or my subreddit. Just as a heads up, while I have you here, if you do submit it to my email, I will probably post it on the subreddit with the credit to you, of course. I won't claim it as my own or anything like that. It'll be like, this story was written by, like, your name and everything. I'm just trying to keep everything a little bit more organized, so I'm using the subreddit to make sure that I can see everyone's story, get to their stories, and not lose anyone's story. So you could submit them either place. I'd be very happy to hear from you. Thank you so much, Antonio. Yeah. I'm kind of sad that I'm not saving this stream. Like, I feel like it's been a pretty good stream. But alas, I cannot save it because then it would be considered my 100th video, and that can't happen because the 100th video collab is coming out this week. It's actually, that's what this says, my video's rendering. That's what's rendering. It's like 4 hours long, and I only got like up to like 37 stories. Like, I actually got 80 submissions. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to try to do 100 stories for my 100th video, but I only got 80 submissions, and then I was like, oh my god, like, who am I kidding? I don't have enough time to put this together. So like, if I did get 100, like, I would have just like obviously taken the time to do so, but since I didn't reach the goal, I just took one story from everyone who submitted, and so there's 37, which is like a very strange and random number, but yeah. Thank you so much, Dark Scholar. I'm not sure, Diaper Sniper. I originally recorded 9 stories that were going to be included in the 100th video, and yours, Diaper Sniper, was one of them. But I'm not putting 9 stories in that video anymore because I have kind of scrapped the whole idea. So I think I'm doing a separate video with like some true stories, and yours will be in that one. Antonio says, the way how you do horror is interesting and terrifying. Thank you so much, dude. That means a lot. Sorry if you hear any like noise. It's the animals jumping off counters and being wild in the darkness. But yeah. So, I'm like hungry, but I'm not. Hi, Black-eyed Shorty, first of all. Second of all, I'm like hungry, but I'm not hungry. I don't know. I like had dinner. Maybe I'm just bored. I'm drinking one of those, I usually don't drink soda, let alone diet soda, but have you seen those commercials for like the flavored Diet Coke that's like orange, lime, mango, like all those weird flavors? And I just had to try it. So I'm drinking Diet Coke Zesty Blood Orange, and I must say it's quite good. How do I do men's voices? So honestly, people are really 50-50 about me doing that, the men's voices. But all I do is I'm like just record normally. I'll talk and I'll kind of lower my voice like this. And then when I edit it, I lower the pitch even more, like in editing. And then it sounds like a dude. And some people don't like it. some people, like, it's like really weird. I get a like very mixed response on the matter. It's like some people are like, yo, who's that boy narrator that you got in the story? And I'm like, oh, it's nobody, it's me. And then some people are like, ew, that sounds dumb. So I don't know. I don't care. It's easier to just downpitch my voice than to like make sure I have an actual male person every story that calls for a male voice. And it sounds a hell of a lot better than me just going, hello, how are you? You know? Thank you, Blue Phoenix. Antonio says, have you ever had pure cane sugar soda? I have. It does actually taste different. Like, it tastes better. It's pretty good. I had the one, I think it was the Coca-Cola one I had. I want some tea, too. I had chai tea earlier from Starbucks. Yeah, Master Torch says, shake off the haters. I don't get, like, that many haters, like, knock on wood. I get, like, kind of dumb, like, not even, like, good hate comments that are like, ooh, like, that's, like, a, you know, one for the record books. Like, I get, like, really stupid hate comments. It's not even worth my time. It's just like, oh, like, you couldn't have thought of something better to say. Come on now. It's weird because there's the, it's weird because, like, some people complain that I do, even, like, different female voices. Like, if I do, like, the little girl voice or, like, there's, like, different voices for different characters or whatnot. Like, I just got a comment recently that's like, what's with all the voices? And it's like, what, do you want me to just read a story? Like, hello, I was at the store and then a creepy man came and my brother was like, oh my God, a creepy man. Like, do you really want... Is that what you really want? Because... No, right? I don't know. Some people prefer the monotone voice situation, which is, I guess, why, like, a lot of male narrators do really well. Not that they read, like, some male narrators, don't get me wrong, like, read with emotion and stuff, but they just, like, it's, like, one continuous voice, and some people are into that. Some people are into, like, more theatrical kind of stuff, which is, I guess, kind of what I do. But... awesome, Dark Scholar. That's awesome. It is one less thing to worry about. I'm really happy that I'm getting some stories. I really like having, like, submitted stories. I don't have to worry about, like, asking for permission and stuff because I know that, like, they send it to me for me to read, and it's like, I appreciate it so much. Thanks, Roland. Roland said, what you're doing is working. Nuff said. Thanks, dude. Means a lot. And Blue Phoenix said, the voices make it more interesting. Thanks. I personally think so, and, like, it does seem to be kind of working in my favor, so alright. Antonio says, I always make sure to watch your videos on the YouTube app on my Xbox 360 so I can see your horror stories on my flat screen. That sounds awesome. I'm usually listening to stories, like, on my phone, so... I don't really, usually if I'm listening to, like, a narrator, it's to go to sleep. Or I'm driving. Yeah. Sleeping and driving is mostly when I listen to other narrators' stuff. It's the best time to do so. It's kind of like, it kind of stinks though, because, like, I know that YouTube is really irritating sometimes with, like, the money and you know, some people do this and they need to make a living. They do this for their job. But it's kind of, like, weird when you're sleeping or, like, trying to go to sleep and all of a sudden, like, an ad pops up in the middle of it and it's like, hey, have you tried this? And you're like, whoa, my God. Master Torch has done a few stories for me, 2 at this point that I have up. And if he writes pretty good creepypastas, if you guys want to hit him up, if you need any creepypasta services, he's pretty good. Dab, what's up, dude? I can't say your name, but hello. Honestly, Diaper Sniper, like, yeah, it would have been cool to have your story in the 100th video, but, like, the 100th video is also 4 hours long, and, well, that's kind of cool. You would have to take into account that a lot of people aren't going to listen to like the whole video, and people are going to skip some stories. It's like if I put it in a shorter video, the chances of someone actually listening to the whole story is higher. So it's like a win-lose kind of situation. Ooh, Happy New Year. I love holiday themed stories because I love to do them. So that's awesome. I'm excited. I might just record it and then like put it out next New Year's. I know that's so far away. But if you have any more stories, please send them to me. Blue Phoenix says, I hate the ads in the middle of stories. It messes up the rhythm. Yeah, I kind of do too. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of putting ads in the middle of videos, but here's what I do. I will never, if it's like one like the creepypasta that I read earlier, if it's like one continuous story, I will never put an ad in the middle of it because that's just ridiculous. If it's like multiple stories, like 12 scary encounters with werewolves, like I'll maybe put at most like one ad in the middle. Only if it's over 30 minutes. Like if it's a 20-minute video, I won't. But if the video is over 30 minutes, like maybe I'll just like shove one in there. But like I try and think about like, because I'm also a consumer of the horror narrator genre too. So I think about like how, I think about how like I would feel if I was listening to a video. And then I also think like, you know, people are trying to make a living, whatever. But I kind of think of like how my fans would feel, how like me as a fan would feel if there was like 600 ads in a video, or, you know, I try and like make it good for you guys too, and like we can help each other out, and it just like works. Yeah, and Antonio just mentioned ooh, oh my god, what's happening? Sorry. My female horror collaboration. I really would like to do another one of those. Yeah, so honestly, I'm kind of like a little bit done with doing these like really huge collabs because I wind up like just getting kind of really stressed out about it. But if I do one again, it's definitely going to be another all-female one, because since I've made that video, there's been so many more female narrators come into the scene that are amazing, so it would be really great to do another one. So that'll definitely be something. So yeah, Dark Scholar, I'll read the first couple of paragraphs of it for you, and then you guys will just have to wait. So let me get it up here. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Let me just get it up, and I'll just read a little preview. Ooh, it's a pretty good one. Nice and long. All right. This might not be exactly how it sounds next year, because like when I'm actually recording a story, I take a lot more care and time to put into it than just like reading live. So it might be better, or I don't know, worse, whatever you think, but it's probably going to be better than what it's going to sound like now. So I'll read the first little bit. New Year's, a time for looking back on the past and looking forward to the future. All over the world, people celebrate this time of year, without exception. People of every country, ethnicity, and faith are brought together for a single shared night. It truly is amazing. It truly is an amazing thing, is it not? Personally, New Year's is my favorite time of year, the 4th of July being a close second. My favorite thing about the two holidays are the fireworks, so dazzling with their explosions of color. It truly is something to behold. I usually spend most of New Year's sitting on a random rooftop, waiting for the fireworks to start, which is just what I'm doing now. Which is just what I'm doing at the time of writing this. It's an hour to midnight now. Here I am, laying down on the rooftop, waiting. I hope that you had a really good year, and I mean that. I mean, who'd want their year to be a bad one? After all, I know what it's like to have a bad year. You're probably reading this wondering who the hell I am. Well, let me remind you. You were my best friend. You were my only friend. Did you know that? No, I guess you didn't. You were always too busy to notice something so unimportant. Too busy having fun with your more popular friends, and I understand. No, really, I do, but you see, what I can't understand is why you'd hurt me the way that you did. I loved you. And that's where I'm gonna stop. Oh, oh. Dun dun dun. Please explain where these what encounters. What encounters, Black-eyed shorty? What we talking about? The Grinch asked, what editing software do you use? So to edit my audio, I use Audacity, which is not the best, but it's free and easy to learn, so that's where I'm at right now. And to edit my videos, I use Wondershare Filmora, which you can buy online. It's a pretty good editing program, especially for if you're just starting out and learning how to edit. It's like if you're using like Windows Movie Maker or something, like this is worlds better. Your life will be changed. And it cost about $69.99, at least when I bought it. Sometimes they have sales, so you know, if you're Googling it, Wondershare, I'll type the name in the chat. But if you're Googling it and looking it up, make sure you check for sales, because sometimes it's cheaper. But honestly, for the price, it has just about everything that you'd need, and it's compared to like other programs like Sony Vegas or Adobe or whatever that cost like hundreds of dollars. This one's, you know, like $70 at most, and it really does just about everything you'll need, especially to make horror videos. Like if you're not looking to do too much like insane stuff, like it's really absolutely perfect. I'm really happy with the purchase. So if you're looking for an editing program, I'd highly recommend it. I used Windows Movie Maker for so long, and it's like I thought it was fine, and then I got this and I was like, wow. No. Such a difference. I know that if you have I don't have a Mac, but if you have like a Mac or Apple product, iMovie is free, and I hear it's pretty good, so that also works. Apparently. But yeah. Yeah, Grinch, I'm not that smart. I would love to torrent things, but I'm just not so savvy. Hey, Tex Rubber, what's up, dude? Did I say your name wrong? I'm sorry. Grebner, is that how you say it? Am I saying it right? I'm so sorry. So far, Dark Scholar, I'm really enjoying the Happy New Year story. It sounds awesome. I can't wait. I cannot wait, honestly. Like, why is it just New Year's now? Like, New Year's just passed. So irritating. Yeah. Yeah, it's I would Black-eyed shorty if you're new to equipment and stuff. Definitely something that's easy to learn. The program I was talking about before. What kind of messages am I getting right now? Like, hello? Sorry, my phone is like blowing up. Like, who could possibly want to talk to me right now? That's awesome. It's all I'm gonna have to read through it, because like if it's also 4th of July story, the 4th of July is actually my birthday, and I'm gonna need a story for it. Obviously, I did firework accidents, like true firework accidents stories last year. That did pretty well. Don't worry, Diaper Sniper, it's all good. I try, Tex. I try. I like to get people's names right, because a lot of people don't, you know. I wanna be correct. It's your name, man. right, Blue Phoenix, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. It's been nice talking with you too. Ooh, I'm gonna like take like actual serious time when I'm actually completely concentrating Dark Scholar, and I'm gonna read it like later for sure. Good night, Blue Phoenix. Thank you for stopping by. Yay. I'm surprised that there was like pretty consistently 20 of you here. It's so, well, I mean, it's late where I am. It's like about to be 1 in the morning. Justin, well, hello, Justin. Nice to meet you. Dark Scholar, the darker the better. Let me tell you. Bronx Buddy Man, what's up? Birthday's the day after mine. That's really cool. Yeah, guy's head got blown off. Shoot, Master Torch, what's the question? Justin Black? That's an awesome name. That's your real name? That's sick. Yep, I'm in the East too, Mike. 1 a.m. I don't have to, well, I have to get up with the dog tomorrow when she gets up, but I don't have to go to work until 2 o'clock tomorrow, so. I have to take the dog out in a little bit and lay it and go to bed, but I'm chilling here for a bit more. Masters, are you still going to read the other colors of the rainbow? I might read the other ones. I kind of actually used your story as like my St. Patrick's Day special because I was like going to wait for all of the colors, but then I was like, you know, this story it's really good just by itself, honestly. So I decided not to wait and put it out for St. Patrick's Day. Because rainbows, Skittles, gold, mother issues, you know, St. Patrick's Day. So sometime down the line, like I might just do it as like one really long video. What are we up to now? I have red, orange, yellow. Is that all we got so far? Bronx, oh, you're off tomorrow? That's awesome. I work Monday through Friday, so I usually don't get off during the week. But it's actually supposed to snow tomorrow night. So, I might get off on Wednesday if it snows bad enough, which would be really nice. But I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I kind of want it and don't want it to snow. It would be nice to snow while I'm like house sitting because I'll have like I don't know if I'll have to like shovel. They don't really have that much to shovel here. And there's a bunch of people to help, so it won't take that long. But Skittles are pretty good. They're pretty good candy, Antonio. But yeah. I don't know. Chilling. I'm glad you guys stopped by. It's awesome. Bronx Moneyman says, my schedule varies every week. Yeah, I couldn't. I like to be like know when I'm working. Like I don't like when it's like, oh, you're working at this time this day and then this time the other day. The only reason why I have to go in at 2 tomorrow, which is like I usually go in at 1, is the person I work for has an appointment. So Dark Scholars, send the stories my way. I love it. Absolutely love it. Canada. You're in Canada? That's awesome. strangers have the best candy. Or do they? Oh, so what I was like starting to say before, if anyone caught it, but I stopped for whatever reason. I've actually wanted to do something on live stream for a while that I might try out now. Is I want to read like Let's Not Meets and stuff and like kind of do commentary during them, because sometimes like you're reading a story, like even any story, and you're like, that makes no sense, or like that was weird. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So I might try one of those and see if you guys think it's funny. Am I funny, guys? I don't know. I'm probably not funny at all. But let's see. You're in Australia, dude? That's awesome. I love Australia. Like, I've never been to Australia, but, like, I like me a good Australian accent. You're in Chile? That's awesome. Guys, where's everybody from? That's crazy. I didn't think that it was, like, people from all over the world. That's sick. Alright, so we're going to read another Home Alone story in the theme of today. We're going to see if we can get through it before my phone dies. Maybe I should find it on the computer, huh? Because that would be a better choice, instead of just like hoping that my phone doesn't die. So let's see. Hold on a second, guys, while I just queue up the story. Sorry if you hear clicking. Why does this work? Sorry, guys. Here we go. So we're gonna try that like thing I was talking about. I just want to try it. I just want to see how it goes. Good night, Master Torch. Thanks for coming by. Alright, guys, I'm just gonna be over in the other screen reading the story, so if I don't see what you say, I'm sorry. To anybody who may be leaving during the story, goodbye and have a good night. Here we go. My sister and I were left home alone for the night because our parents were attending the graduation party of one of my brother's friends. Frankly, I was looking forward to a night of freedom, and I also happened to be closer with my sister than I am with anyone else. After they left, we watched a movie and played some games. I was only about 11 at the time, and she was 15, so my judgment varied from hers greatly. It was around 10 o'clock when both of us noticed flashing lights on the wall across from us. Dun dun dun. The shimmering was clearly coming from the front door, which was mostly made up of a window that allowed all light to pass through. She was a bit unsettled because we lived in a remote area and seldom had visitors. I had no sense of threat since I was too young and told her I would check it out. When I went to peer out the front door, girl, why would you do that? I saw a cluster of maybe 3 cars making their way around the loop we had in front of our house. To be clear, this wasn't shared with other houses. In fact, we didn't live in a neighborhood. It was a private drive. That's creepy. I figured they were probably just lost and turning around, as the cars left abruptly. I explained the situation to my sister, and at first she was worried, but as some time passed, she seemed to shrug it off a bit. We finished watching TV and were beginning to clear up around the house when we heard the knob on the entrance door to our garage being fiddled with. It was a bit faint and could have been an animal, which happened a lot. I didn't worry too much, but my sister continued to grow skeptical. The struggling with the knob went on for a minute or so, and was accompanied by some jingling and started to sound like something was being stuck in a keyhole. It subsided and was finished with a firm pound on the door as we heard it echo throughout the house. As someone who was still rather ignorant of danger, I became scared, and my sister looked to me, and we were in silence. We paused for about 5 seconds out of shock, and before we could make any movements, we heard the door from our basement open and slam shut. Our basement staircase was across the house, and there was no way one single person could have covered the distance in that time. Using a separate staircase, we crept upstairs with haste. Both of us ran to my sister's room, and we hid in her closet. Once in there, we got on the phone with our parents and informed them. They notified the police and informed us to stay put. In her closet, we fumbled through the dark to grab items that we could use to defend ourselves with. She grabbed her snowboard, which had a sharp metal edge on the end. That's an intense weapon. Like, a snowboard? You just, hit someone with a snowboard. That's wild. And I could find nothing better than a sturdy hanger. Okay, there's a snowboard in the closet, but, the only other thing you could find is a hanger. Come on, girl. Come on. Yes. We heard footsteps resonate and increase in volume as they clearly came closer and closer to her room. Right as the steps came to stop, we looked at each other in terror because we knew that this person was now in the room. From under the closet, we saw the light pierce through the crack as the switch was flicked. The person walked around the room and began moving stuff as we could hear from behind the door. The rummaging stopped and footsteps returned. They were distinctly growing much louder, and two shadows formed beneath the crack of light under the door where his feet had prevented the light from coming through. The noise I will never forget is when the knob on the closet door began to turn. It was met with a stiff halt as we had locked it shut. It was odd. No doors in our houses had locks, but that one did. Thank God it did. That makes absolutely no sense. Why would only your one closet door have a lock? What kind of sense does that make? He jiggled it a bit, but gave up after a few shakes. His footsteps grew more distant and soon faded. After about 10 minutes, my sister and I started to feel safe as we no longer heard any sounds. She explains to me that the distance from the closet to the window that allowed us on the roof was only about 5 feet. We mustered up the courage and darted onto the roof. Once we were up there, we felt much safer as no one would ever check there. We waited for about 15 minutes until the cops came. They arrived and we got back into the house. It was as if we were returning to a completely different house. Everything had been trashed and ransacked. The aftermath left us with stolen jewelry, a mess in our house, and an experience I'll never forget. We're just lucky that the intruder wasn't able to break down the 1-inch wooden barrier that separated us from him, and I can't imagine what he would have done if he did. So there wasn't that many weird things in that story, but I don't know. Just kind of commenting on things that kind of are silly in stories, because some of these stories are wait a minute, honey, is that right? Yeah, that was a weird one. I don't do a lot of true story. True stories are cool. Some of them are really scary, but I feel like a lot of the true stories have have a formula to them where they're all written almost the same kind of way. Oh, I didn't think much of it, and you could just kind of I've read so many of them that were so similar that I could just go and make one up right now and write it. And that's kind of why I don't really do that many true stories. And I know that true stories tend to do better and people just like them better. I don't know why. But with a scary story, a fictional scary story, it's always most likely always going to be different and interesting, and some of them have crazy twist endings, and it's, oh, I love it. And they're like, they could be more brutal because it's not real, so it's like it could be sick and twisted like completely. And don't get me wrong, there are some that story I just read was true. There are some true scary stories that are obviously really, really terrifying, but I feel like they've become far and few between. If any of you have scary things that have happened to you, like, prove me wrong and submit them to my email or subreddit. I would love to hear them. All of the Black-eyed shorty, all of the home invasion and like Home Alone stories I've read tonight were true, and the one really long one I did was fiction. So, yeah. Yeah, the Bronx Money. I don't need a lock on my bathroom door, but I do need a lock on my closet. Like, that doesn't make any. That just made no sense to me. That's crazy. But yeah. I don't know. I think I'm gonna call it a night in a little bit because it's getting late. I gotta take the little pupper out. It's a beagle puppy. She's cute. And then we're all gonna turn in for the night. Let's see where my video's at. Let's see. If I can even see. Wow, it's gotten like nowhere. I've been doing this for an hour. It's gonna be a long time. That's the only reason why I said that my video might be late this week. So all of you are here. My video might be late this week just because the rendering time is gonna be crazy. And I can't leave my laptop open because the animals are going to step on it and like potentially, you know, stop something that's supposed to be working. So I'm gonna have to shut it, and sometimes when I shut it, it doesn't continue rendering. I don't know. Technology is wild. Thank you, Dark Scholar. I really appreciate it. So I'm just gonna have to pick it up again tomorrow, or like find a place to put my laptop where the animals can't get to it. I don't know. Good night, Mike. Thank you so much for stopping by. And Mike, don't look too forward to the story tomorrow, because if it's not done, it's gonna take forever to render. I don't know what's wrong with my like technology, but it might not be done. If anything, the story is not gonna be. Usually I upload at 12 p.m. on Tuesdays. If anything, it's definitely not going to be up at 12. I feel like if it is, guys, if it is up at 12 tomorrow, know that it was a miracle. I'm gonna try and get it out tomorrow night at least, but if not, it'll be out on Wednesday for sure. Oh, Antonio, I'm really glad that you received good news about your health. That's awesome. Ned Silver asks, do you by chance listen to Unit 522? Yes, I do listen to him, and I have worked with him a few times. He's a cool dude. Is there horror stories that happened in the shower? I bet that'll be an original idea. Oh, thank you, Blackeyed. That means a lot. I'm glad that I'm your first bell. I cracked. I was gonna say crapped. That doesn't make any sense. I popped. I wasn't even using the right words. I popped your bell cherry. Well, I'm actually not saving this stream. Actually, I don't know. If I can save it and make it like unlisted, then will it count as my 100th video? I don't know. So the reason why I can't save the stream is because then it would be my 100th video, and my whole 100th video mega collab would just be obsolete. How many times have I said that tonight, guys? Are you sick of it yet? But yeah. Does anybody have any last minute questions or anything like that? Yeah, I'm really sorry about the technical difficulties before. As I said, I'm not at my own home, so I don't know how the Wi-Fi is here, but it seems to be doing okay now. I don't know what the problem was before. Yeah, if I make it private, I guess it wouldn't count. I'll try. I'll test it out. I'll see how it goes. Because I do like to save my streams. I enjoy it. Because some people like to listen to them later, and it's fun. I know a lot of people, like, I usually never know when I'm able to stream, and a lot of people can't make it, and they get sad, and I don't want anyone to miss out. So I'll see how it goes when I'm done here. I actually might be streaming. Don't hold me to it, but I might actually be streaming quite a lot this week because I'm here at this house for a whole, I've been here since last Wednesday, but it's been a little hectic, like getting used to like the animal schedules and like how things work. So now I'm pretty settled in, and I'm here another week and a half. So hopefully I'll have some more live streams, which would be really awesome because I really don't get to do enough of these. And it's been pretty quiet, right, guys? It's pretty awesome. I enjoy that it's been super quiet. Name it video 99.5. Thank you so much, Dark Scholar. I really appreciate the stories. And again, anyone who might have just popped in on the picture that hopefully you're seeing is my subreddit and email links if you want to send me stories. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Be amazing. Yeah. But anyway, like I was saying, I'm at this house puppy sitting and cat sitting for a whole week, so hopefully I'll be able to do some more streams. And because I don't get to do enough of these, and so many new people have been joining the channel and everything. I want to talk to you guys and get to know you guys. FT Legend says, I like your voice. Thank you so much. That means a lot. The Grinch asked, hey, Black-Eyed Blonde, what's your favorite horror channel? My favorite horror channel was, because I don't think he's doing narrations anymore, and it hurts my heart. I absolutely loved the Grim Reader, and he's so underrated. His videos, I think, are still up. Like, if you haven't listened to him, you need to. I'm gonna try and link it for you guys. Give me a second. I absolutely, he was my favorite, and I don't think that he's narrating anymore. Which, I'm so sad, because he was my favorite. Alright, I'm gonna link it for you guys so you know what I'm talking about. Unless he's been uploaded. No, he last uploaded 4 months ago, so he hasn't been around. I've watched every single one of his videos. He was my favorite. Here. I loved him. Hi, Vinny. Hope you're having a good night too. But yeah, the Grim Reader was my favorite, but he hasn't been on in a while. Mr. Scarecrow is definitely one of my top favorites. He's amazing. His voice is amazing. I absolutely love him. Totally fangirl over him. I love Let's Read too. I listen to Let's Read almost daily. He's a pretty cool guy too. Really, really nice person. And yeah. Of course, Unit 522 was one of the first narrators, and Southern Cannibal. Those two were like the first ones that I found and started listening to. And Be Bust. I enjoy Be Busted as well. And can you even have a list of favorite narrators without Corpse Husband and Mr. Nightmare? It's a given. Lucid Dreams Walking says, tell us about the pets you're watching. Are they naughty or nice? So I'm watching 3 pets. There's 2 cats and a dog. They're all girls. The cats' names are Ghost and Bubbles. And the dog's name is Winnie, and she's a beagle. She's 1. They think the cats are about 2 years old, but they're like pretty small kittens. One is a black and white kitten, and the other one is white with like tabby spots, like if you know, like tabby kitten colored spots. And the dog, like I said, is a beagle, and they've been pretty good. I can't complain. Oh, I forgot Lazy Masquerade. He's great. What do you need, Dark Scholar? Just let me know. And yes, I have heard of Strawberry Nightmare. Antonio. The more fucked up stories, the better. She wants them. I do want them. Swamp's cool. He's a cool dude. He's one of my like first friends. He's really come so far. Like we started, think of how far he's come. We started around the same time, and he has how many subscribers and I have how many subscribers. Like he's killing it. He's winning at this YouTube game. He grinds really hard. He deserves it. Yeah. What's up, Jack? How are you? Vidith, honestly, Vidith is amazing. He was here before. He doesn't get enough credit. Like he's amazing. His voice is like butter. Also very nice, cool dude. Can you, sure, which one, can you just tell me the name so I can make sure that I'm getting the right one, Dark Scholar, and I'll go check it out. So Dark Scholar sent me a couple stories, so if you guys send me your stories, I can read them. Some of them I want to save for videos, some of them if you request, and it's like not incredibly long, I can read it. Let me pull this one up. Why isn't it working? Okay. I'm so happy that my subreddit is filling up. Dr. Horror, I've actually never, I'm gonna have to check him out. The Nexus. Okay. Alright. So I'm just going to read the, again, I might do some of these stories in videos, so they're just little previews. So you guys are gonna have to come back for more. But I'm gonna read the first paragraph of this story for you now. It's called The Nexus, and our very own Dark Scholar in the chat wrote it. Thanks, Jack. Good night, Carlton. I'm glad that you were here. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good evening. All right. The cold bite of the northern winds sank deep into my bones as I trudged along the snow-covered path. Though my body was weak from hunger and my lips cracked open, exposing the soft red flesh to the elements, I continued ever onward, for I was so very close to my destination. As the colossal monolith ahead of me stood waiting, dark and silent as a shadow, I could not help but think back to how I was sent on this course of action. Ooh, I'm intrigued on this one. That's all you guys get, though. Bye, Black-Eyed Shorty. Thanks for coming. There's honestly so many good narrators. It's really, really hard to pick just like a few favorites. It's more of like, not necessarily, I mean, I guess they are favorites, but it's more of like the regular ones that I enjoy listening to. Like I have regulars that I like have always queued up. Oh, I forgot your maker, or maker, your maker. He's great. Love him. He's definitely one of my regulars that I listen to. Oh, I thought you said, I thought TTFN. Oh, they're saying goodbye to somebody else, not me. Okay, it's good. I'm glad you're staying. No, yeah, you know what? I probably am going to be signing off in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna take the little pupper out, and then we're gonna go to bed. Gonna watch me some Netflix and pass out. I also need to drink some water, like not just soda. That'd be a good thing to do. I always get like too focused and I forget to eat or drink. Eden is very talented, but I haven't seen her do anything in a while. I wonder what happened. She's very good. PH Boy asked, what was your favorite story to narrate if you haven't already been asked? I do get asked this a lot, but I don't mind answering it again. My favorite story to narrate ever was Feed the Pig. It's my favorite story. I absolutely love it. It's on my channel. Check it out. You know what? I also did a story for Vidith, like when I first started, when I was still using my phone. So I actually might redo this story one day because I really, really did love it. It was a story called The Artist, and that was another one of my favorites. And I always forget about it. But that was a great story too. Like Feed the Pig, The Artist. I also loved Autopilot and 423 Death at 423 Stockholm Street. And those are great. Those are my like all-time favorites. I actually redid Autopilot because I loved it so much. And like it was like my first video that I ever put out, and I did it on my phone. So I kind of wanted to redo it once I got my microphones and everything, and like actually learned how to mildly edit audio to make it sound good. I actually redid it. Lucid Dream asks, do you actually meet up with the narrators you work with, or is it more of an online phone relationship? It's definitely primarily an online phone relationship. I actually have, if you guys are familiar with the narrator Celestial Noor, when I went to Florida, I actually met up with him, but that was just kind of like, hey, I'm in Florida, like, would you want to meet up? And we did, and he was very awesome. I know that Swamp and Unit meet up a lot. Like some other narrators, like if they live in the same state, like they'll meet up, but primarily it's online and phone. I was in Rainbot's showcase a little while ago. She's really cool. She's good at what she does. But yes. So I really appreciate all of you guys joining me on this impromptu stream, even though it is late at night and a Monday, you know. Well, it's not technically, well, at least where I am, it's not Monday anymore. It's technically Tuesday now because it's like 1:30 in the morning. I hoped my video would get further than it did while I was doing this, but I guess too many things are going on, so it's like not really working out. But yeah. So again, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. It really means a lot. Make sure you check all of the stuff that's up on the screen. If you want to find me, join our Facebook group, send me stories, support the channel, anything you want to do, you can find on the screen. All of the links are in the description if you want to check it out before I end the stream. And yeah, I appreciate all of you guys so much and joining me here. So I am going to be signing off for the night now. So good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Look forward to the 100th video collaboration coming out either tomorrow evening or Wednesday. Yeah. Might be a little late, like I said, but it's coming. It'll be here. And have a good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Good night.